fireside chat. Today we have our second team of the winners of a 100 Days of Code program. We have Dr. Sudha Ramalingam and Rakesh Vasan. And to conduct this fireside chat, we have our very own Pradeep Mentakota. Over to you, Pradeep.
Thank you, Manu, for the quick info about us. Welcome, everyone, again to the second session of our chat with our winners. So, we have two members today, Rakesh and Subramani. So, before we start with all the discussions about the 100 days of code, what is their idea, and what did they win, and their advice to blockchain and developers and other community, let's get to know a little bit more about them. First, let's start with Sudhaman. Sudhaman, can you just give a brief intro about yourself, your journey, from where you are, and just just for the users to get to know about you.
Sure. Thanks you. Thank you for that, Pradeep. Um, I am Sudha Ramalingam, and I am an academic actually at the University of Hertfordshire. It is in North London, and I've been there for some years now. It's nearly about 16, 17 years I've been teaching there. And prior to that, I was in India. I spent a lot of time as an academic here, and I am in the biometric and security side where my research expertise is in that area. Naturally, blockchain is also a natural interest for me, and somehow I landed in this training program, which I'm sure you will hear more from me in due course. Hope that helps.
Yes, thank you. We have a lot to know about you, and definitely, I believe our users, our members, will be seeing this live video at the same time in future as well. Would be seeing the video. You can definitely reach out to Sudhamani for all the
Sure.
queries which you have. Now let's move over to Rakesh. Rakesh, can you just give a quick intro about yourself?
Yeah, yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Rakesh Roshan. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. So, I am an innovative software engineer, and I'm having 12 plus years of experience in IT industry. And I have managed all aspects of software development process. Currently, I'm working with Sen Technology Consulting Inc. and and here I'm leading the product engineering team. We are doing all kind of innovation to develop our world-class and high-end software product. We are developing and doing the innovation uh, dynamically aim to provide a solution and multiple challenges that the currently organization facing today. Uh, as I said, I'm a personal developer and always I try to work in a challenging environment. And my focus area is mainly into AI, blockchain, IoT, and RPA. And my team project is to develop a blockchain-based intelligence system. I think, yeah, thank you.
A blockchain-based intelligence system. That's
Yes.
possible. Okay. I think definitely our users would want to know about that. Would you like to give a little bit high info on that?
Yeah, sorry, Pradeep, what?
Can you give a little more info about the intelligence system which you are saying about? Just on a high
See,
level.
yeah. When we talk about the interest system, we are means currently we are developing so many blockchain applications, but we are not focusing into the AI and ML field. So I think we should try to work in this area also. Means when you talk about intelligence, there is some things means which we can take decision based on the our inputs, our insights. So we should work in this field also. Means where we can understand the neural networks kind of thing. Means we can understand the what our brain system means. Means we need to understand the signal of our brain means how apps. So I think this is the area which we are missing right now, and we should focus in this area also.
Can I add something here, Pradeep?
Sure, sure, Sunil, please.
Pradeep, Rakesh, and I are looking at some use cases for AI and blockchain. And in the UK, I work with other colleagues who are in the energy sector and in the agri sectors. And so we've had some conversations with them as to how they already have some level of some kind of framework for blockchain, but it's also understanding how the energy ecosystem works and how the blockchain system works and how we can optimize certain parameters and so on. So I think that's where we would like to consider AI that would pick up things and be able to intelligently adapt itself in some respect that optimizes financially or optimizes efficiency in some sense. So that's one area where we are also in parallel looking at.
Wow, that's very, very good to know, Sudhamani. I think this with AI plus ML and with blockchain would be a very good use case in the coming future, because that is the fourth gen which they're saying. This would be a perfect mix. And good to know that we are also thinking on this lines. And thank you for something.
Thank you.
Okay. So now let's go on the second phase. First, now we know a little bit about you. Now let's see how your blockchain journey started. Like, when did you start? Why did you start? And what made you jump into it? First, Rakesh, can you go with?
Yeah, Pradeep. So I'm exploring blockchain for last 2.5 years. As I told you, I know I'm interested in AI field also, and that time I was developing an application where I was having to read brain, that is called EADG, brain signal system. So there I was having to extract the data of brain system in the analog conditional form. So the challenge was there is that means we are able to extract data, but what is the security? We cannot say that the data which we have right now is more secure. Means nobody can and hamper this data. So then after I decided means explore some or think about the blockchain. Means I think our data is more secure here, more transparent here. So I started to learn. I started to attend some meetups, online events, and started to attend some boot camps which are provided through Blockchain India and Hyperledger India chapter and Arthi Kota boot camps. So from that time started exploring the blockchain journey, and yeah, that's all.
Thank you, Rakesh.
Yeah.
Oh, just
And for me, it's a slightly different in that being an academic, you always want to keep up to date with what's out there as the latest of technologies, because you're working with students and you're working with the industry partners, and you also do certain amount of research. So it is from that perspective that I started looking at blockchain and how it would benefit. I understand that it's quite at its infant stage in terms of an implementation at an academic level. So I just wanted to probe a little more and see what kind of. I actually wanted to understand what blockchain was. It was more in an abstract sense, and I understood the theory, and I had lots of discussions with the group of colleagues and all that. But I really wanted to understand a little bit more than where I was, and that's how I landed up with the blockchain India. I also took another course just to learn programming side of it, and it was quite fast and it was quite good. But this was really quite different, and I should that we'll come to that sooner. But that's how. And Manav, he called me up and he said, "I can see that you've shown some interest in our training program, and would you like to know more?" I said, "Yeah, I'd like to know more, but I'm really not sure whether this is the right one." I must say that I am the youngest in this group. I am only 60 years old and or young, and therefore for me that was a little bit of a hesitation in the sense that there would be developers from the industry or students from university communities, and you are going to be part of that group, and learning would be slightly different in that sense. So I was a bit hesitant, to even to join any of these programs. But then I just thought that there's nothing to lose. I'm just going to give it a go and see what happens. And I should say I'm very glad I did that, because it was a totally different journey, and I still enjoy being part of this group. So that's how I landed up here.
perfect. That's very good to know how your journey has been, Sudha. I think many mentors would be. Uh, in fact, in the chat, in the YouTube chat, they're giving thumbs up and appreciation for you. From Sushma and Jay Kata.
Thank you for that.
Now let's jump into your idea. What is your idea? Can you just give a brief info about your idea? But before that, why this? Why insurance?
So, Pradeep, did you say you wanted it briefly?
Yes, it's the high level info of the idea now for the users.
Okay. Yeah. Shall I start, Rakesh? And then you can
Yes,
follow
yes,
it up.
yeah, yes, sure, sure.
Okay, okay. So we proposed a lot of ideas and all went to trash first. But eventually it was Rakesh who came up with this brilliant idea of doing a blockchain for flight insurance, basically. And we were looking at it from a purely customer's perspective, if you like, as to how much delay do we all face, and do we get back any money at all, and what are the issues surrounding it. And I had just then flew from UK to India, and I had cancelled my ticket a year ago and is still in process. So I kind of know, and I know I don't know anything as to why I'm not getting my money back. So I thought, yeah, why not? And then we proposed that idea, and so it changed a few things. First, we looked at it as at purely from a customer's, the real end user's perspective, but also we also started looking at it from a business perspective. So this is a system, a flight insurance system that can be adapted to both customers as well as the insurers, depending upon who your customer is. That's what I would say. Over to you, Rakesh.
So yeah, so that's what about our idea, Pradeep. So we are going to develop a decentralized application that provides the insurance against your flight cancellation, your trip delays. So what we are doing here, if your flight is delayed for 45 minutes or more, so means you are going to receive your amount immediately before landing the flight and all. So there is no need to go an insurance company and go through some endless paperwork and go through some follow-ups and all. All you need to just check your email and follow some instructions, and your refund will get created in your account immediately. So this is all about the idea, and technically how we are going to implement it. So using OA networks. So actually, I told you, Miss, I was exploring blockchain for last 1.5 years. So I was just thinking that time means, suppose if I'm going to develop a blockchain application, means we need to start from scratch means no, we have to develop a UI, and we have to write the API and write to some other codes and all, write to some smart contract. There are lots of things we need to develop if you are going to develop a decentralized application. So once I started to learn the ON, what the best part I thought means there is no need to develop an application from scratch. You can implement your blockchain idea in the existing application also. That is called open application networks. So
Mhm.
so I really no, this was fantastic, and really I excited means suppose if you are going to develop the insurance application, just we need to add a browser plugin, and uh, and everything is set. Nothing else you need to do now. Now you yeah, just you have to choose the method means in our idea means how you can use our my application. Just you have to
Yes.
go through the application, book your tickets, okay, and uh, when you are going to payment, you just have to select the insurance policy, and using payment method you are going to pay the your amount in terms of
Yes.
fiat currency or in terms of currencies. So everything is available in our application. Once you
Mhm.
choose our insurance policy, nothing you need to worry about it. Everything will be smoothly. Means if there is a flight delay, if there is trip cancellation, your amount will be created immediately.
Correct.
Yes,
So
Rakesh. I mean, just before
yeah.
we jump into all the technical details, is it
Mhm.
that big an issue? Do you think so many tickets are getting cancelled and the refund is not happening? Is it that big of an issue? Do you have any numbers or
Yes, yes,
facts to counter your idea?
yes. That Suda can explain that things, I think.
Yeah, I think I did some initial survey on that, and there is UK data on cancellations, on flight cancellations, and so on. So that this is data from 2014 that says about only 38% of the customers actually file in their claims at all. Otherwise, they don't. They have given up for whatever reason. So that's quite a huge number. Imagine just only 38% of the travelers are willing to or motivated to actually submit their claims. So that means the insurers are indeed making a lot of money there, isn't it? And so yeah, that was the basis. We thought that is a good thing to work on.
Okay, so 38% only. Other the
Yes,
62% members are not even claiming.
absolutely. Yes, they don't claim. They don't make a claim. Particularly in Africa, in Asia, and in some parts of Europe, there is no awareness about the claim process itself, and that's one of the big reasons why no claims are being made.
So, so if a flight is delayed, can we claim it? Or is it if it's just cancelled? When do we
Both.
generally claim it? Both?
Generally, for both. If a flight is delayed, I think very few people will go for insurance. But if it is cancelled, I think most people will, isn't it? That's what I would
Yes.
think.
Yes.
But we can try. We can try a cancellation. I found that I've tried that a couple of times when my flight has been cancelled and then I mean has been delayed. But the time it takes, how you have to come back, you have to keep all your vouchers, you have to remember your PNR number, you got to dig all your details, and then you have to provide all the details, and you the onus is on you to establish the facts and so on. So I think it is the hassle of it, and then you don't really understand the process behind the scene, the insurer's process behind the scene, because it's not one level of processing. I believe there's several layers of brokerage and several layers
Mm-hmm.
of insurance that takes place, and there is no transparency in that regard, so you don't really get to know what's happening behind the scene. I think it's fundamentally that.
When there is no transparency in the overall claiming process,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
can't trust 100% whether the claim is coming or not.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
I think those 2 points are enough for us to justify why we need insurance, why we need this idea, and why we need to implement it. So trust and transparency are the two main
Correct.
issues which you're trying to tackle on the claiming process in flight
Yes,
cancellations and flight delays. I think a few members
yes,
may not know that if a flight is delayed, we can get actual claim process. That's also a new point for a few of
yes.
the members. So if your flight is delayed or cancelled,
Mhm.
please do the claiming process. Now
Absolutely.
let's go to a little bit more technical side, like uh, what is a front-end code you use? What are the different programming languages used? What is the back-end code? And on which platform, on top of which platform you work?
Yeah, Pradeep. So, as I told you, we are going to implement our idea in three ways. First, in the first version, we are going to just develop a browser-based plugins. So, just install the plugin in your browser and all set. Means you have no need to worry anything about it. The second way, we are going to provide you a UI where you just have to enter your PNR number. If you have already taken your insurance policy, then good. We will get all the information from your PNR number. If you by mistake you have not chosen any insurance policy, you can choose your policy from our platform also, and you can pay the amount. And after that, we will take care of everything. And the third way is, suppose if you want to book a ticket, you can book a ticket from my website. You can choose your insurance policy, and you can pay the amount in any currency that, like, either it is cryptocurrency or either fiat currency, and you can choose the insurance policy also. We are going to implement more in the first phase. We're just going to provide like trip cancellation and flight delays, but after that we are planning to implement more insurance policy also. We are to discuss with Suda. uh, I think we will means add more features related to insurance, and so that will provide it, because there is no, this is just a peer-to-peer kind of things. There is no third party involved here, so everything will be transparent. What is the status? You can get all the notification through mail or message, so you can track everything you are through your unique ID and all. So this is the basic idea, and the technology we are going to use. For smart contract, we are going to use here Ethereum Solidity, and for mobile application, we are going to use React Native. For web application, we are going to use React JS, and also for testing, we are going to use Web3 JS and all. For API, we will use Python here to communicate our customer details from other websites. So this is the basic technology we are going to use.
I want to add something here, Pradeep.
Yes.
Yeah. So what we did was we also had some discussions with interested customers, if you like, and we got some feedback. Whilst we are talking about the technical sides in terms of a product, there is some interest. People have different ideas. Different customers have different views on, for example, which currency will work, which they think will work best for them. Some of them are of the opinion that insurance companies are very traditional in their approach, and they may or may not have a take up for cryptocurrencies, for example. So things like that. So we got some input from a couple of potential customers which we have taken on board, and although we might have the same product, it can cater to different needs, I suppose. So that's how we want to take it further.
Perfect, perfect. That's my next question. I think you already kind of answered it. What are your next plans for the
All
year?
right. Um,
It's so now I think we have a little bit idea. We know the technical aspects. Now, what do you think are the biggest benefits and advantages if this app is implemented and it is live 100%?
can I go first, Rakesh? Because it's
Yes,
going to
yes,
be
sure.
lightweight. Then you do the technical part. Okay. So I think the customers will really, it's a big changeover, and the empowerment is really in the customer's hands. They don't have to make a claim. That the claim is made on your behalf automatically, because once a flight is cancelled or delayed, then it automatically triggers the smart contract on your behalf, and therefore we don't have to put in the details. The details are sought for you, and that's a big threat for insurers, because they'll have to buck up and they'll have to provide a system that does this automatically, in order that they don't lose out on the customers. Perhaps they have to build that quality of service into their own products, if they have to remain in the market. So and there's an organization called B3I. It's called, for insurance companies, there's an organization that really looks at standards and what should be the quality of service and what should be the future in terms of the insurance policies. And they have recommended the same. So I think that might be a bit of the game changer. One, it's from the customer's perspective, they have it in their hands. But two, the insurance companies will have to buck up and provide the same service in a very different, smart way. That's it from me, Rakesh. Mhm.
Yeah, that's all for the. I think everything you covered.
Good, 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 good to know that. So, um, I think that is a good idea. And did you face any hurdles, I mean, while implementing this? Any challenges, or did you feel like, I mean, this is a really good idea? Did you have any hurdles like that?
Rakesh, you want to go first?
No, no, please go.
I think it's really eh, people. There have been other companies, for example, I think Alliance did have this in their minds 3 years ago, and they dropped it off for whatever good reasons. So I think it's about looking at where the pitfalls are, or why there wasn't a take up for this as a in the market. So it's not difficult to implement, I suppose, but it's of who takes it and how well coverage. It's about finding its marketplace, really. But I think that's why what we wanted to do is not have a very rigid product, but something that can adapt itself to different customers' needs. So different insurance companies would want the system at different stages in their pipeline. So it may not be that it could be a fully automated automated system. It could be something that automates a part of the system, and then therefore we would be able to consider that. There are other companies which wanted to give it a go and say, okay, let's see how well this will take off from beginning to end. I'm pretty sure it may or may not take off, but I think we need to give that a shot as well. And also how we could use this for other related industries, hospitality, any other hospitality industry. So those are some of the challenges, but also they create an opportunity in that sense. So where there is this bit of a challenge, you start thinking differently and see what other related industries will like to take it up and look at those opportunities as well. So I don't know about the technicality side of it. Maybe Rakesh might be able to say whether on the technical side we will most probably using all the open source platforms, and whether how easily that could go on to a commercial platform is something that you might be able to comment on, Rakesh.
Yeah, Sudha. So Pradeep, we are just going through the all the aspects how we can implement technically. We will implement here, and we are just going through this. Means still we are not means which technology and which platform. There's something which discussion is going on with Suda and other experienced person also. So I think that we will discuss when we will decided on this part.
Let's thank you, Rakesh, and thank you, Sudha, for answering these questions. Now let's jump into the 100 years of program, the second cohort of blockchain India. We have development of ON. Right now, what is the biggest thing which happened during 100 years of code? What are the two positive things and like things you couldn't have done without 100 years of code?
I can definitely say something to it. Confidence in the area, definitely. For I'm more confident about the topic. I used to be a little inward about it. It's only because I had an abstract view of what blockchain was, and I found programming and getting a system up and running was beyond me. Probably because I used to think that this needed a huge infrastructure. I need a lot of support. I don't understand this and I don't understand that, and so on and so forth. And that's quite normal. That it's relieved me of that slight worry. I am now not worried about blockchain at all. If someone comes to me with any application saying, "Oh, we got to do this," I'm quite happy to talk about it. I'm quite happy to listen to it, and I'm quite happy to find a solution. So that inhibition to get involved in a topic that associates blockchain was definitely there prior to this program. And I think that's the big thing for me, because then I have to be up to date on in these topics, and it's really pushed me to that end. So I'm quite comfortable about it now. Mm.
That's very good to hear. So that's very glad to hear. Getting the confidence from this
Yes,
100 years of code. That is what.
definitely,
That is why this cohort started. For members who wanted to
absolutely.
jump, wanted to do something but didn't have a plan. Yes, I think this is a perfect start. Now,
Absolutely.
Rakesh, how are your 100 days?
Yes.
Did you believe that at the end of 100 days you'd be in this position and being
Yes,
an interview?
yes, really, Pradeep. Means before that, I told you, means I am exploring blockchain for last 1.5 years. But before this program, I was not able to decide which technology I should learn. Means which platform I should learn. Either we should go with Ethereum, I should go with Hyperledger Fabric or Ricotta. I was not able to decide. Means I was just going here and there. So once I joined this program, now I'm pretty much confident. Means I'm able to say that yeah, I know what blockchain platform it is, and now I'm able to develop an application using blockchain framework. And and this guy is very supportive. Means whenever we are lagging behind, because it was very difficult for me because as a working professional, it was very difficult for me to manage the time and all to give 1 or 2 hours every day. So whenever I facing some issues, So Manav and team was always pushing up. Yes, you can do it. This is marathon. You should run fast. so that's the thing which are pretty exciting, and always these guys will give, keep you active. Means you can learn. Means you can, yeah,
Yeah,
you have your. So this is the best, this 100 days program.
perfect, perfect.
Yeah,
I
and
think
I want to add
yes,
something here,
please.
Pradeep. It's structured slightly different to other training programs as well. So normally you would get full on. You'd go and start learning to program and identify a platform and start looking at an application, and then you're full on. That's good, and that's really good, especially if you're a programmer. Then that suits you really, really well. So this particular program is slightly different in that you do programming, you do understand the concepts, technical side of things, you understand the platform, you have a lot of discussions. But the second part is where it becomes really very interesting. You're thrown into the deeper end where you identify your product in the marketplace, and then you got to pitch it, as well as form a group, and then you then get your hands dirty. So which is something you're not really geared for, but I think even without you realizing, the program takes you through that process. And I think Manav, Akshay, and the rest of the team have got very complementary skill sets that kind of takes every person along. So we have, each one of us has had a slack period for some reason or other. And there's always one who's always slacking, and it's about bringing them up to the same level, and go keep going, moving together. And there were options to do that. And then I think this is a very good cohort because we were able to freely chat with each other and help each other. We didn't feel like it was a competition, but then there was so much input from every other peer that made the whole process quite interesting. So yeah, I should say go for it. Anybody go for it. It's quite different.
You pretty much summed up everything, Sudha. Yeah, very nice. I think yes, the blockchain India team is very much into the people. We want. I mean, we did have multiple programs in past, but the 100 days of code is something which we felt like it's a journey. It is a marathon. Every
Yeah,
day you have to do it. Every day. If not, if
correct.
you're lagging in, it's okay. It's okay that there will be some off days, but you can still come back and join, and you can just join the others. It's not like if you're
Correct.
missing couple of days, you are very far behind. You can
Yes.
still jump and you can still come forward and
Yeah.
be in the marathon. That's very
Yeah.
good to know. But yeah, finally, like I'll just talk about your grant which you got. So totally, you got $2,500 from Owen, 5,000 scholarship chance from Draper University, and $1,000
Yes.
worth credit from ITA for a year.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That is
Absolutely.
more special, and more special than that you're getting an advisor in the form of Nitin
Yes.
Gaur, who would
Absolutely.
be assisting you, who would be helping you in your idea and giving you the required mentorship from them. So that is a very big plus for you, and I wish all the
That's the second
best.
point. I think I want to add something here, Pradeep, is that's the
Yes.
biggest is a very big point there, that you will be associated with a university that trains you in entrepreneurship, and that you're able to meet up with people who have had all the experience in the world. And not all training programs offer you that. So it's you start, you finish, and you forget. But this is the real journey where you're not left behind to find your way, but it takes you one step further. So the association with the Draper University is really, really a very useful part of this training program. So yeah, and that's why I say that anybody, especially the younger minds, I think this is a very nice way if you want to do a course at the university in both in AI as well as in entrepreneurship. Then this is the real deal. I'm sorry I interrupted you, but I thought I had to tell you this. I had to say
No,
this.
no, definitely. I think this is a very good advice which our community needs. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. And thank you, Rakesh, for giving all this technical info which our viewers wanted to hear. And thank you, Sudha, for all the inspiration, motivation you have given for our fellow blockchainers to move forward and to jump and to do it.
Thank you. And thanks
Thank
for
you.
the audience here today. They've been very encouraging. I'm seeing a lot of text messages. Thank you all very much. And thank
Yes.
you, Pradeep. Mm.
Yeah. Over to you, Manu.
Right. Thank you, Pradeep, and Sudha and Rakesh. So, guys, if you are interested in being a part of this, collaborative and interactive blockchain learning session and become a blockchain developer, get a chance to pitch your ideas, explore the entrepreneurial side of yours, then do sign up for our next cohort, which is going to start very soon. You can look at the registration link in the description of the video. Hope to see you all. You might find another Rakesh or a Sudha in your cohort with whom you can work or learn something more from them, or later on get in touch with them to learn and
Absolutely.
work with them something there. So
Yeah.
we have people coming in from various backgrounds, ages, territories. So you will get to learn, network with them, as well as learn a technology, and move ahead, building something that is unique, and going forward with the trend that is there. So we'd love to have you all there, so do sign up, and you can otherwise get in touch with me on personal chat, and we can talk about the program, anything. Thank you all. Congratulations, Sudha and Rakesh, once again for
Thank
winning
you, Mana.
the
Mm.
cohort, and thank you, Pradeep.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mm.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mana. Thank you,
Thank you,
Pradeep.
Manoj.
And
Thank you,
thank you,
Pradeep.
audience. Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.